Hello again, everyone. I'm Tyler Pyburn of the Pulse Network, and we are talking about the 2012 NAB show, and that is, in fact, where content comes to life. We're talking with Bill Roberts of Adobe Systems. And Bill, let's talk about some of the players, the shift in players, if you will, because it's an interesting time that's going on right now. What are some of the new players that you've seen emerge at this point in time?
Well, I think one of the things that's happened is in the past, you really had to ask for permission to play. It was really distribution-centric. You had to be a film studio or you had to be a broadcaster with a transmission tower to have a rich path to the consumer. So one of the big shifts that's happened is a move from, I call it, distribution-centric to content-centric. Today, if you've got a good idea with IP communication in most of the Western world, you can get a very rich story to almost any consumer. So it's really bubbled up the value of content. So being able to produce a great story has been is really what enables you now to get out there and actually build an audience.
I was going to say, how has Adobe really addressed that right now?
Well, with us, it's been interesting because everybody's been affected by this. If you're an existing broadcaster, you just couldn't ignore what happened on the web. So you had to re-architect your workflow so that you could deliver, continue to deliver to your transmitter and your cable satellite customers, but you also had to focus on getting stuff to the web. If you're a newscaster, that's huge. You actually have to tell the story first on the web and then continue to provide context later in the day. So for the existing people, they had to actually embrace the new technologies. But it's also enabled other folks just to say, hey, I've got a great idea. I'm going to tell my story. So we see more and more people telling stories, getting their content out there, getting feedback, and becoming better storytellers as a result.
I was going to say, it's interesting from our point of view here at the Pulse because, me personally, we were just talking about this beforehand, coming from a broadcasting background to a content-centric background now. I mean, it's the way it's totally changed. So talk about that word content right now. I mean, kind of define that if you could. Because it's so wide open, isn't it?
Well, that's just it. I think, what's happening is we're undergoing one of the biggest shifts in content in sort of the 50-year history of television. We've had film for 100 years, we've had television for about 50 years, and we're really now just moving into this new age of connected content. The barriers to getting a TV station on air have dropped substantially. We see, places like India where you have over 100 new channels coming on stream over the course of a year. But at the same time, we also see an explosion in the amount of content we see on the web. So everything is shifting, but if you start to see what happens now is in the past, you consumed a stream that was pushed out to you. Now you want to be able to search for and find content, and that's going to be an important factor moving forward is the way that advertising is targeted, and this is one of the things that Adobe is stepping up to do, not only create the content, but create an environment by which the content owner can better monetize their content in a pull world as opposed to a push world.
I was going to say, everybody at the end of the day, it's all about the ROI. What are you putting in? What are you getting out of it all? Bill, great stuff. Bill Roberts of Adobe Systems. I am Tyler Pyburn of the Pulse Network. Thank you guys again for being a part of the conversation about the 2012 NAB show.